Have you ever looked at your fitness tracker at the end of a long, busy day, only to see a number like 3,452 steps staring back at you? A feeling of disappointment, maybe even a bit of guilt, often follows. The magic number, 10,000, seems so far away. It feels like another goal you haven't met, another thing you've failed at in your quest to be healthier. Many people share this frustration. They buy a gadget with good intentions, hoping to walk their way to better health. But find that their daily lives, packed with work, family, and endless responsibilities, simply don't allow for long, dedicated walks just to rack up steps. It's a common story, and one that can leave you feeling demotivated. The truth is, this pressure to hit 10,000 steps every single day can be more of a burden than a benefit. It can turn what should be an enjoyable activity into a stressful chore. You might find yourself pacing around your living room late at night just to get your numbers up before midnight. This isn't a sustainable or joyful way to approach your well-being. The focus shifts from feeling good and improving your health to simply hitting an arbitrary target. This obsession with a single number can make us forget the real purpose of moving our bodies, which is to feel more energetic, improve our mood, and protect our long-term health. The guilt associated with not reaching this goal can ironically make us want to give up altogether. So, where did this magic number even come from? It might surprise you to learn that it wasn't born from rigorous scientific study. It originated from a marketing campaign in Japan in the 1960s, ahead of the Tokyo Olympics. A company created a pedometer called the Manpo K, which translates to 10,000 steps meter. The name was catchy, the number was round and easy to remember, and the idea just stuck. It was a brilliant piece of marketing, but it was never intended to be a universal prescription for health for every single person, regardless of their age, fitness level, or lifestyle. It has since become a global phenomenon, embedded in our fitness apps and our collective consciousness as the gold standard for daily activity. Therefore, it's time we bust this myth. Chasing 10,000 steps is not the only path to a healthier life, and for many busy people, it's not even the most practical one. If you're consistently falling short, it's not a personal failure. It's a sign that the goal itself might not be the right fit for your life. Instead of feeling guilty, we should feel liberated. Liberated to find a better, more sustainable way to bring movement into our lives. A way that doesn't involve obsessively checking a screen or feeling defeated by a number. The secret isn't about one giant leap to 10,000 steps, it's about many small, consistent movements peppered throughout your entire day. Now that we've challenged the 10,000 step rule, let's talk about what truly makes a difference to our health. The real enemy isn't a low step count, it's being sedentary. It's the long, uninterrupted hours we spend sitting down, sitting at a desk for work, sitting in the car during our commute, and then sitting on the sofa to relax in the evening. Our bodies were not designed for this. Prolonged sitting has been linked to a host of health problems, including an increased risk of type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and even certain types of cancer. It slows our metabolism, weakens our muscles, and puts a strain on our posture. This is a far bigger concern than whether you walked 8,000 steps or 10,000. The key, then, is not to focus on one big block of exercise, but to break up these long periods of sitting as often as possible. Think of it this way. Even if you go for a 30-minute run in the morning, but then sit for the next 8 hours straight, you are still exposing your body to the negative effects of being sedentary. Recent science is showing us that regular short bursts of activity spread throughout the day can be incredibly powerful. It's the consistency of movement that sends the right signals to your body, keeping your metabolism active, your muscles engaged, and your blood flowing properly. This approach is often called active living, and it's far more achievable for most people. So, what does this mean in practice? It means shifting your mindset from "I need to get my steps in" to "How can I move my body right now?" It's about quality over quantity. A few minutes of brisk walking or climbing a few flights of stairs can be more beneficial than a slow, leisurely stroll that takes twice as long. The intensity matters. Getting your heart rate up, even for a very short time, provides a fantastic boost to your cardiovascular system. This is why a concept like Active 10, aiming for 3 10-minute bursts of brisk walking a day, has been shown to be incredibly effective for improving health markers, and it feels much less daunting than a single, massive step goal. Ultimately, the goal should be to increase your total daily movement in a way that feels natural and effortless. It's about building a foundation of activity that becomes an automatic part of your routine, not another task on your to-do list. When you stop obsessing over a specific number, you free yourself to enjoy the feeling of moving your body. You start to notice the small improvements. Having more energy in the afternoon, feeling less stiff when you get up, or simply being in a better mood. This is the true measure of success. Not a number on a screen, but a genuine improvement in your quality of life. The idea of finding time for exercise can feel overwhelming when your schedule is already overflowing. But what if you didn't need to find extra time at all? The secret lies in a brilliant concept I like to call movement snacks. Just as you might have a small snack between meals to keep your energy levels up, you can take short 1 to 5 minute breaks for movement throughout your day. These are not workouts. They don't require changing into gym clothes or even breaking a sweat. They are simply small, potent bursts of activity designed to break up long periods of sitting and keep your body and mind active. Think about the structure of your day. Where are the pockets of inactivity? Perhaps it's the solid block of time you spend at your computer, the half hour you spend watching the news, or the time you spend waiting for the kettle to boil. These are all perfect opportunities for a movement snack. You could stand up and do some gentle stretches, walk up and down a flight of stairs, do a few squats by your desk, or even just march on the spot for a couple of minutes. It might seem insignificant, but the cumulative effect of these small actions throughout the day is enormous. They add up, and they work. The beauty of movement snacks is their simplicity and accessibility. There are no barriers to entry. You don't need special equipment or a gym membership. Your own body and a little bit of space are all that's required. The goal is to make these snacks a regular part of your daily rhythm. For example, you could set a simple rule for yourself. Every time you finish a big task at work, you stand up and stretch for 1 minute. Or, every time a new episode starts on TV, you get up and walk around the room during the opening credits. These small habits start to rewire your brain and body to expect and even crave regular movement. Over time, these brief interruptions to your sitting time will have a profound impact. They help to reset your posture, get your blood circulating, and send a little rush of oxygen to your brain, which can improve your focus and concentration. Far from being a distraction from your work, these movement snacks can actually make you more productive. They prevent the afternoon slump and keep your energy levels stable. Instead of seeing your day as one long stretch of sitting, with a workout tacked on at the end, you begin to see it as a dynamic day filled with periods of both rest and gentle activity. One of the most powerful and, honestly, scientifically backed habits you can adopt is the post-meal stroll. It's an ancient practice, but, modern science is really confirming just how beneficial it is. After you eat a meal, especially one that's rich in carbohydrates, your blood sugar levels naturally rise. And for some people, especially those at risk of type 2 diabetes, these spikes can be pretty dramatic. But here's the cool part. A simple 10 to 15 minute walk right after eating can work wonders. That gentle movement helps your muscles soak up some of that excess sugar from your bloodstream for energy, which means you get a smaller, more gentle blood sugar spike. But this simple habit does even more than just manage blood sugar. It also helps with digestion. Lying down or slumping on the sofa right after a meal can sometimes lead to indigestion or even acid reflux. A gentle walk, on the other hand, encourages the natural movement of your digestive system, helping food move through it more efficiently. It's a gentle way to signal to your body that, hey, it's time to get to work processing that meal you just enjoyed, and you don't need to walk fast or far. A leisurely stroll around the block, a walk to a nearby park, or even just pacing around your garden is perfectly enough to get these digestive benefits. Incorporating this into your daily routine is actually easier than you might think. Start with just one meal a day, maybe lunch, since it often breaks up the workday nicely. Instead of eating at your desk and then immediately diving back into work, try taking your lunch break in 2 parts. Spend the first half eating and the second half taking a short walk outside. The fresh air and change of scenery will not only help your body but also clear your head, making you feel refreshed and more focused for the afternoon ahead. At home, you could make it a family habit to take a short walk together after dinner, giving you a chance to connect and chat while you move. The key is to link the walk directly to the act of finishing a meal. This creates a strong mental association, or what's called a habit loop. The trigger is finishing your food, the routine is the walk, and the reward is feeling lighter, more energetic, and less bloated. After a while, you won't even have to think about it. Finishing a meal will automatically signal to your brain that it's time for a short stroll. It becomes a natural, enjoyable part of your day, not a forced exercise. This one small change can have a remarkable impact on your metabolic health, making it one of the most effective movement habits you can build. Our daily lives are full of those little moments of in-between time that we usually waste by just sitting or standing still. Two of the biggest culprits are talking on the phone and those short gaps between tasks. But, by reclaiming this idle time, you can easily add a surprising amount of activity to your day without having to schedule anything extra. Let's start with phone calls. How many times a day do you take a call, whether it's for work or catching up with a friend? For a lot of us, the default is to sit down at our desk or on the sofa while we chat. But honestly, that's a massive missed opportunity for movement. So, make a new rule for yourself. If you're on a call, you're on your feet. It's really as simple as that. The moment your phone rings, stand up. If you're at home, you can pace around your living room, walk out into the garden, or even do some gentle tidying up while you talk. If you're at the office, walk up and down a quiet corridor, or find an empty meeting room to pace in. A 20-minute phone call can easily add 1,500 to 2,000 steps to your daily total, without you even noticing. It turns a sedentary activity into a productive heldermile. Y'all sets, krithis and nawan mayan. And your body will thank you, and you might even find you think more clearly on your feet. The other powerful tool is using 5-minute breaks strategically. A lot of people, when they take a short break from work, just switch from their work screen to their phone screen, staying seated the whole time. We really need to redefine what a break means. A true break should refresh both your mind and your body. Try setting a timer to go off once every hour. When it chimes, it's not a signal to check social media, it's a signal to stand up and move for just 5 minutes. This is another perfect slot for a movement snack. It's long enough to make a difference, but short enough that it won't mess up your workflow. During these 5-minute breaks, the possibilities are endless. You could walk to the kitchen to get a glass of water, taking the long way of course, climb a few flights of stairs, do some calf raises, or just march on the spot while listening to a favorite song. The important thing is to get your heart rate up just a little bit, and to move your muscles. These micro bursts of activity are incredibly effective at fighting off the negative effects of sitting. They prevent stiffness, boost your circulation, and give your brain a much-needed reset, so you can get back to work with renewed energy and focus. One of the most effective strategies for increasing your daily activity is to subtly redesign your environment and your routines so that movement becomes the path of least resistance. Our behavior is really shaped by our surroundings. If the easiest option is to sit, most of us will sit. The trick is to engineer your daily life so that the active choice is actually the easy, automatic one. This isn't about relying on willpower or motivation. Those are limited resources. It's about making clever, one-time decisions that pay off big in the long run, creating habits that stick without you even thinking about them. Start by looking at your daily commute and errands. Do you always search for the closest possible parking spot at the supermarket or your office? Try making a new rule to always park a little further away. Choose a spot at the back of the car park. This small change forces you to take a few extra 100 steps each way, which really adds up over a week. If you use public transport, try getting off one stop early and walking the rest of the way. Both of these are set it and forget it decisions. You only have to make the choice once, and then it becomes your new default, adding effortless movement into your day. Next, take a look at your home and office environment. Is the lift or escalator always your first choice? Challenge yourself to take the stairs instead. If you work or live on a really high floor, you don't have to do it all at once. Start by walking up 1 or 2 flights and then taking the lift the rest of the way. Over time, you can gradually increase the number of flights you climb. Place things you use regularly, like your water bottle or the printer, in a spot that requires you to get up and walk to them. These small inconveniences are actually awesome opportunities for built-in movement breaks that disrupt sitting time. Finally, think about how you arrange your living space. If your sofa is the most comfortable and central piece of furniture in your living room, it naturally invites you to sit for long periods. Try placing a yoga mat or some resistance bands in a visible spot as a reminder to stretch or do a few exercises while watching TV. Instead of having a remote control for everything, get up to change the channel or adjust the volume. These might seem like tiny, almost trivial changes, but they really work. They gently nudge you towards a more active lifestyle, transforming your environment from one that encourages stillness to one that promotes constant, gentle movement. So, let's put all of this together into a simple, actionable system that anyone can follow. Forget about stressing over that 10,000 step count. The new goal is to weave a rich tapestry of movement throughout your entire day, making activity an effortless and natural part of your life. This system isn't about finding more time in your day, it's about transforming the time you already have. It's built on 3 core principles: breaking up sitting, attaching movement to existing habits, and redesigning your environment. This approach takes motivation out of the equation and replaces it with automatic healthy routines. First, focus on breaking up long periods of sitting. The rule is simple: for every hour you sit, get up and move for at least 5 minutes. Set a timer on your phone or computer as a reminder. During this 5-minute movement snack, you can do anything: march on the spot, climb some stairs, do a few squats, or just walk around. The second part is to turn idle time into active time. Make a pact with yourself that all phone calls are now walking calls. Pace around your office, your home, or your garden while you chat. This alone can add thousands of steps to your day without any extra effort. Second, master the art of habit stacking. That just means attaching a new movement habit to a routine you already do without thinking. The most powerful example is the post-meal stroll. Your trigger is finishing your meal, your new routine is a 10-minute walk. Start with one meal, maybe lunch, and once it becomes automatic, add it to another. You can use this with anything. Finished a meeting, walk a lap of the office. The kids are home from school, take a short walk with them. By linking movement to an established trigger, you bypass the need for willpower. The old habit automatically cues the new one. Finally, make one-time changes to your environment that promote activity. Park at the far end of the car park. Get off the bus one stop early. Always choose the stairs over the lift. Place your rubbish bin on the other side of the room, so you have to get up to use it. These small environmental nudges make movement the default option. You don't have to think about them every day. They just become part of the landscape of your life, guiding you towards being more active. This system isn't a rigid plan, it's a flexible framework. Start with 1 or 2 of these ideas, and as they become habits, add more. You'll be amazed at how quickly these small changes add up, leading to more energy, a better mood, and improved health. No step counting required.